I kind of lead us through some next processes. So Rich, come on up here. And you get a smile for the camera too, or grimace.
Thanks, Steve. Just first comment is, you will note, Steve and I did not coordinate our wardrobe today.
This time.
And I was told I should probably stand up on stage, so let me take my notes here. So as Steve said, if you recall, January 22nd, we had a congregational meeting after church. At that point in time, Steve and I spent a few minutes going through some history of where we were, where we are today, and I went through a somewhat itemized timeline of what happened in the month of January. Dates that happened, who we talked to, what was accomplished, and so on. And on January the 18th, if you recall, we were introduced to a company, an organization called Chemistry Staffing. And that was because the XLT had decided that in the search for our next senior pastor, we would like to employ some help, and looked for someone, an organization that did that, that did it well. And so we talked with one of the co-founders on January the 18th. He knew somewhat of our story here at Turning Point. We brought him up to date, and in that conversation and after that, they recommended that we consider two services that they provide. One was a 3-day intensive on-site workshop to kind of guide us through a conversation of where we had been as a church, where we are today as a church, where we would like to go as a church. The second service that they recommended that we consider was that we let them conduct the national search for a next senior pastor. That's one of the strengths of this organization, and that we should consider that. We did. Shortly after that January 22nd meeting, the agreement was approved, and we had relationship with Chemistry Staffing. So from the January 18th conversation with one of the co-founders until yesterday, February 18th, we completed our 3-day rigorous, intensive discussion and conversation with one of the co-founders of Chemistry Staffing. And they have what I would consider a just great